Hi everyone, welcome to Community Call 7. Great to have so many of you with us again today. We've had a lot of exciting news in the last month, and it's my pleasure to be joined by Sam from Harmony today. And also, we're going to have a very busy call because we have all the new SubDAO committee members joining the call as well to introduce themselves to you. Which is really exciting. So I'll be your host today. I'm Alex. I run transparency at Aragon. As we run through the community call today, let us know any questions that you have in the chat on YouTube or in the Discord channel as well. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel to stay up to date with Aragon community calls, AMAs, going forwards. But first off, a quick agenda for the call today. So we're going to be talking about Aragon's launch on Harmony, and we're going to be chatting to Sam. We're then going to spend 20 minutes meeting the new SubDAOs. We'll do a bit of Q&A and then have some announcements and closing remarks. But yeah, just on the Q&A again, ask any questions in the live chat and we'll try and get through as many as possible. But first up, I'm going to welcome Sam to the stage, who is joining us from New York. Hey, Sam.
Hello, the Argonauts. Is that what we call the community?
Oh, we normally call them Eagles, but we can call them Argonauts as well.
It's good. It's good to be part of the community. I love, you guys are doing a lot of really great things. You're doing a lot of great stuff, and I'm happy to be included in part of it.
Brilliant. It's great to have you, Sam. So just for everyone to know, so Aragon has launched on Harmony as our second multi-chain deployment. I just wanted to get Sam along today to talk a little bit about Harmony, what they're up to, just so the community has an idea of who Harmony are. But Sam, do you want to do a quick intro to Harmony?
Sure. One thing I will note, I have my notifications on silent. So I don't know, Alex, if that's you who's getting constantly pinged by all your girlfriends and saying, "Hey, pay attention to me. Stop doing your job." So the first thing I'll note is the name is Sam Harrison. Simon Harrison is not me, but it's a good doppelganger that I'm very excited to meet him eventually. So Harmony is a EVM compatible layer 1 blockchain. Given the fact that we are EVM compatible and we've built bridges to many different other chains, you can also view us as a layer 2. And we have, a very standard set of technical capabilities that you've seen many different places. We have 2-second finality, which is faster than most. But there's some out there that are still a little bit faster than us. We have thousands of transactions per second because we are the first sharded proof of stake chain production. That was in production. And so given the fact that we are run on different shards, we can actually scale horizontally. And so just the fact that, this one shard has thousands of transactions per second, if we ever get more than that, we could always just add new shards and just keep going. So you never are really too worried about the congestion on the network. But that also doesn't really matter because we are built from the ground up to have very, very low transaction fees. You're talking about fractions of a penny to move millions of dollars, which is really exciting. But technically, that's very common. Like, people have seen that. You've seen many other chains that have those technical capabilities, and I'm sure that many chains will come out that can also challenge those technical aspects. I think what sets us apart, the reason why we are doing as well as we are, is our community. The people who really form the backbone of what blockchain and cryptocurrency is really supposed to be all about. Now, everybody says that, everybody has a great community, but one of the things that we are driving and pushing and really striving to do is being able to have the open arms and the tribalism that many people have kind of created inside crypto. As much as we love our friends in Ethereum and our friends at Bitcoin, we are not Bitcoin maximalists. We're not Ethereum maximalists. We believe that everybody can come together and we can be we can build bridges to as many different chains as possible. But the community itself is focused on building bridges to people. And this is where DAOs come in, right? This is where it's so important for us to be able to have a mechanism that we can really embrace the coordination and the common work that we're all doing, that we're so enthusiastic about, and a mechanism to capture that enthusiasm and move it to a next stage. That's really what I believe sets Harmony apart.
Sam, that was yeah, great. And apologies for the spelling error.
No worries, don't worry about it at all.
It'll be fixed in the presentation.
So don't worry about it. Like, I think we can memify that and turn it into an NFT, and just share the profits with me, Alex.
Absolutely. You should be, after this week. Sam's also currently in New York at NFT New York, so he's an expert. Hopefully he'll be able to sort that out. So no, that's brilliant, and thanks for the intro, Sam. It's brilliant to hear what Harmony are up to. So just on Aragon, is Aragon the first DAO platform that's launched on Harmony?
It is. Yeah, Aragon is the first DAO platform. Now, granted, we did have that minimally viable DAO where we had a Gnosis multi-sig wallet and a snapshot instance, but we all know that is like great. You have two wheels and you have a stick put together, so you have a bike. That's really all that is. And so we were so excited to be able to bring Aragon over, because we are really putting a lot of effort behind DAOs. We have a $50 million fund that we're using to help set up and kickstart DAOs, because we really do think that they are the future of work. But to be able to do that properly, you need tools like Aragon provides. You need ways to organize and collect all of this enthusiasm and effectively build it on chain, so that you can have the A part of DAO, right? We know we can do decentralized, we know we can be organized, but can we be automated? Can we be autonomous? And that's what Aragon is helping us accomplish.
Absolutely, brilliant. The 50 million fund sounds great, Sam. Can you touch a little bit on that, on how ecosystem partners and DAOs can get access to that? What's the process?
Yeah. So if you visit harmony.1/300, you'll see that our ecosystem growth fund is actually 300 million. And we've cracked 50 million off specifically on DAOs. Now, we are asking to do things slightly different than some of the traditional DAO mechanisms, just because this is still a bit of an experimental space. So what you see is we're asking for people to set up, 9 initial governors, which is way more than most DAOs start with, because coordination amongst 9 individuals is actually really difficult to do. But when you're looking at security of a multi-sig contract, and you're looking at finding out ways to ensure that there isn't a rug pull or bad actors, 9 becomes kind of the magic number that you have a very, very high confidence of security. So that's why we kind of focus on 9. Now, what these DAOs are supposed to be for, and what this 50 million is designed to do, if you have a project and if you are capturing the enthusiasm of your community around this project, and you want to be able to work on a chain that has minimal transaction fees, that is lightning fast, come over to Harmony and set up your DAO in client.aragon.org. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah.
Is that our link?
Yeah.
And then connect it to the Harmony net. And you can see that you can do, right now, I wouldn't say we're in beta. We just haven't launched all the apps yet that Aragon has. We've launched several of them, but we haven't launched all of them. So you can take a look at your basic frameworks. You can take a look at the basic token generation form and basic finances and some bots that can help you out. But what that does is, once you start getting these people together, right, you have identified a core mandate, right? Like 3 main things that you want to accomplish. Then you drop over to talk.harmony.1, which is our forum. Take a look at the funding proposals, and you can drop in there and say, hey, can we get funded for the DAO that we've built? Or can we get funded as an ecosystem grant to bring it in, or bring this tool set over from a different organization? And this is one of the things that we're actually doing with Aragon. This may be a surprise to Alex, but we are also planning on dropping a grant on Aragon for all your guys' great work in helping us ported over.
Brilliant. Great to hear it. It is a surprise to me. So that we like that. So that's brilliant news.
Yeah. It's always fun to find money in your Christmas stocking.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great, Sam. And then just we've got 1 or 2 minutes left. So if anyone's obviously got any questions, let us know. But any sort of news coming up for Harmony? What's next? If that makes sense.
What's next? So one of the things about Harmony, so my role at Harmony is I head up the ecosystem growth, and I'm very, very focused on DAOs. That's where I really think a lot of the future is. But right now I am in New York City for NFT, NFT.nyc. So one thing I do want to hit is Harmony is a fully developed ecosystem, right? We have a massive population of great DeFi projects. DeFi Kingdoms is killing it. They have something like 200 million TVL right now, which is amazing. But we also have some traditional blue chip like Curve or Aave or PancakeSwap that you may have seen over on Ethereum. We have sponsored directly by Harmony, that is the Harmony kind of core team working on DAOification. About 6 DAOs that I think have spun up on Aragon. We've been having a lot of conversations around that internally about, okay, are we ready to go live with this? Are we ready to go live with that? And so we're working our way through that. But we also have probably another 10 or so DAOs, 10 to 20 DAOs that have been spun up by the community, which is really exciting. So we have a very active DAO community, and everyone's talking about that. NFTs, we have at least one market, but we have several other markets that are coming. DaVinci.gallery is our NFT marketplace, but we're also beginning to launch our play to earn games. So if you're interested in doing play to earn, visit that /300 page or the talk.harmony.one and throw in a proposal for a grant. Finally, I would like to make a pitch for you guys all to join us in Miami. We'll be at Decentral. This is during the Art Basel conference week, but on the November 30th and December 1st at Decentral, we're gonna have a big 20 by 20 booth, and you can come and meet me in person, get a cool blue t-shirt, and talk with some of the other programs that are running on Harmony.
Sam, yeah, hopefully some of us will be able to make it because I definitely want one of the t-shirts. But yeah, no, that was brilliant. Thanks for joining and letting us know. And obviously, it's so exciting for Aragon to be on Harmony now, and it's great to see DAOs being spun up, and really interesting to hear about funding as well. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of NFC.
Thank you. Yeah, I am going to have to drop off this fantastic call. I wish I was able to stick around and meet the various different sub DAO councils. But I actually have an event down at Times Square that I have to go, and I'm literally using a t-shirt cannon to throw these blue t-shirts at a bunch of people out there. So that's the next part of my job today.
Great, enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
So excellent. So next up, I am going to just quickly chat about the Aragon, the first Aragon election, and also the fact that many of you already know, but also something we're also pleased to announce again, is that the Aragon Network DAO has launched, and first funds transfers have begun to the Aragon Network DAO, which has been something that's been in the making for a long time, and it's really exciting. So in addition to the main DAO, where the community can make proposals and vote with ANT, the Aragon Network DAO also consists of 3 sub-DAOs with dedicated committees, which was run through an election process. So we have the executive sub-DAO that manages some of the funds on behalf of the community for operations and smaller investments. We have the compliance sub-DAO that is facilitating conversations on risks, ethics, and sustainability, and has the veto power to safeguard the network. And finally, we have the tech committee who deploy the code from proposals and contract code audits as needed. So what I thought I'd do on the call today is we've tried to bring all the different sort of new sub-DAOs together on the call. So each sub-DAO is made up of 3 individuals. We thought we'd get them on the call today so they can intro themselves to you. Some of the faces will be familiar, some will be new. But first up, I'm going to welcome up the tech committee. So we have Sam and Wenzel with us. Unfortunately, Pao couldn't join us today from prior commitment. But Wenzel and Sam, do you want to jump up on stage? Hey,
Yes.
Sam. Hey, Wenzel. Great to have you here. Congratulations on being elected into the tech committee. So maybe we'll start with Sam. Do you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself and why you're excited to be on the committee?
Yes, I will. So first to me, I'm Sam, living in Switzerland. Started kind 10 years old. Later on, I was spending a lot of time e-commerce, etc. Worked a few years at the Ethereum Foundation, and now I'm here at Aragon as tech lead, mostly working on the research part and version 2 of Aragon. And I apply for the tech committee that I also have somehow a say how the quality of the tech components should be. Yeah, that's why I'm there, to support the community, of course, with technical questions and to guarantee the good quality Aragon already has.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sam. And Wenzel, great to have you here as well.
Yeah, hello. You maybe remember me from the July call. I was doing the demo of Grid solution. So I'm from a Grid team, and we are a communication platform which strive to make the contribution much easier than they are today. So our most recent product for which we got a grant from Aragon was a scroll solution, which makes it super easy to apply for a grant and get all the transaction done in a nice and secure way. So if we talk about me, I have like 15 years experience in web development. Was having consulting company like maybe 10 years ago. But then I was a co-founder in several startups, and about 4 years ago landed up in crypto. Really like the stuff, was doing everything in DeFi, like automated market making, running validator nodes, staking, all this stuff. As for the tech committee, I'm using Aragon products myself. Aragon Core, for instance, I know it very well. I was researching Aragon DAO engine as well, because we did a very neat integration with Grid. Like, it's very easy to make a contract, so you don't need to do anything in your interface. You just press a button in Grid and you get vault created in Aragon DAO. So I know the products very well, and I'm in my best interest to keep them secure and well maintained.
It's great to have you both here. Two individuals with a huge amount of experience, and hopefully we'll keep our code as strong as it's always been, and keep us safe going forward. So no, I'm really pleased to have you both on the tech committee. Great. I'm now going to welcome up Ivan, Daniel, and Renee, who are our executive sub-DAO. So I'll welcome you three up to the stage. Excellent. So why don't we go to Daniel first? Daniel, do you want to give us a quick intro?
Thank you, Alex. So Daniel, I am originally Colombian, also have a Belgian parent, so a bit mixed. Currently living in London most of the time, if I'm not going around for conferences and so on. My background is I started my career as a chef, worked in a few different Michelin star restaurants, moved to innovation management, and from innovation management, I really discovered a new passion for organization design. Since that, I end up doing a residency in Oxford in experimental psychology. I'm a visiting lecturer in the Oxford Business School in Said, related to system design and innovation management. And from that, for the past 8 years, I had a consultancy in organization design, new ways of working, self-management, and develop a very deep interest in network organizations, really think this is the future. Then end up joining Aragon after working on a series of crypto projects. I guess it was only a matter of time. Then joined Aragon in March, originally helping to advise them on the integration with Vogdoni, and more recently as head of governance, and then being a core part of helping to launch the Aragon Network DAO. And so I'm very excited now to have been elected by the community to take this position and help facilitate the distribution of some funds, some key investments to make the operations of this DAO smooth, and help it grow and help the community take more and more ownership and empowerment and help us grow forward together.
Daniel. And Renee? Welcome.
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning.
Early morning here. Hi, everyone. I'm Renee. I come from a startup background, new venture development and startups, primarily in growth. Sorry, I've got dogs barking in the background. Startups, performance, growth, marketing, and communications and public relations is kind of my background. I'm Renee, or Lee 0007 on Discord. It's such an honor to have this opportunity to work with the SubDAO, with Daniel and Ivan. I kind of put my hand up. I came on in an ambassador role because I just wholeheartedly believe in the manifesto. It really resonated with me. It's not a set of ideas that I have bought into. It reflected some very fundamental beliefs of mine. I look forward to a world where we can have more equality, more diversity and inclusion in the organizations that we work in that empower people. I hope to be able to use these tools in my own communities. Here, I'm an Indigenous in New Zealand. I identify as tangata whenua. And we have some challenges in terms of coordinating governance for our communities. So I to Web3 looking for those solutions, and that's how I find myself here at Aragon. And with the exec, I simply hope to be able to help people build DAOs, because I think these are the future of our freedom and our voice in Web3.
That is brilliant. Thanks, Renee. And thank you for joining us so early in the morning as well. And it's a privilege to have you joining the Executive DAO. And finally, Ivan.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hey everyone, I'm Ivan. I'm unfortunate enough that my wife is also in Web3, so we can travel the world and pursue our passions, which is one of the coolest things about Web3. But in terms of background, I've been deploying capital and building ecosystems for anything ranging from private individuals to some of the biggest sovereign wealth funds in the world, startups, corporates, municipalities, and everything in between. I've been doing that for about 9 years, about 4 of those in Web3. Industries outside of Web3 that I've worked with are telecoms, esports, sustainability and renewable energy, massive multiplayer gaming, etc. And within Web3, it's such a beautiful space where everyone can find what they aspire and are passionate about. And for me, that's just redesigning and revolutionizing human coordination. And like that's because I've spent some time in CFI. I built the institutional arm of one of the biggest lenders in the space from zero. And at this point, revolutionizing finance is just it is inevitable. It's simple, it's easy. Redesigning human coordination and like DAOs and governance and all those like smaller components of it, but like if we look at it overall, it is coordination all the way down. And that's why I'm with Aragon. I deeply believe in eating your own dog food, and that's why I'm pushing and my efforts so far have been concentrated solely on making sure Aragon pursues that goal together with the other amazing projects that are building in the space. We also, Sam from Harmony, he's such a gem. Like how can you not want to work with people like that, right? So yeah, come to our hackathon, hack away, build cool shit with us. Sorry, I had to make the plug.
Excellent. Don't worry, Ivan. I'll be plugging later as well. So it's not the only one. No, thank you all three for joining. It's great to have you as our executive DAO. And I'll once we've done compliance, we'll maybe do a few questions as well. But thanks for coming on stage, and we'll circle back once we've met our final sub DAO. So I'm going to welcome up Ronald, Francesco and Taylor to stage, who are our compliance sub-DAO. Welcome all.
So I start. Thank you very much for the floor, Alexander. In real life, I'm Francesco in Milan at the University Bocconi. I teach private law, and I teach also blockchain and the law, which is a subject that basically covers all the main topics in the blockchain. And so it covers smart contracts, the problems related to cryptocurrencies, decentralized autonomous organization, and also on-chain dispute resolution mechanisms. And this also explains why I was so interested in Aragon. In my on-chain life, I go with Eagle. It was not done on purpose. It was something which I liked very much. That's my favorite animal, and so I choose to be an Eagle avatar. And I contribute with Bankless. I'm the coordinator of the legal guild, and I saw the DAO growing from zero. And now I'm very excited to have this role in the Aragon ecosystem, because I like very much the way in which the system of DAOs was framed, and I'm also aware about the responsibility that this sub DAO will have, which is expressly related to the law or to ethical considerations. And DAOs are fantastic, but we should never forget that rules are needed, and so we are there basically to make the DAO and all the things that happens in the DAO compliant to our values, which are in our manifesto and in our charter. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks, Francesco. And Taylor, welcome.
Hey, thank you, Alex. My background is in law as well. Interestingly, I worked alongside Eagle at Bankless Legal Guild. Eagle poached me away from a DAO called Lex DAO, and we've been working together in Bankless since then. I started off the United States Senate, where I had some exposure to the Judiciary Committee. After that, I attended law school, went into regulatory compliance for some large CeFi banks, and decided that due to the nature and complexity of the banks, that they just weren't running efficiently, and discovered the DAO structure and the financial transition, and have been obsessed ever since. So I really appreciate the fact that I could be here, work alongside some of my peers from other cohorts, but also hold the values of the community in place, and ensure that regulation and framework is held close.
Brilliant. Thanks, Taylor. And finally, Ronald, great to have you here.
Hey everybody, I hope you can hear me. I'm currently on my way, so that's why I have a little bit of background noise. So I'm also very happy to be here and excited to join this committee. I, by myself, I'm a lawyer. I'm a partner at the law firm here in Switzerland, specialized in DOT regulatory fintech with a dedication on blockchain. I work with various different projects as external counsel, such as Layer 1, like Solana, US Ripple, but also with Layer 2 solutions, sidechains. And I'm also the external legal advisor of the Aragon Association. And in my daily work, I've set up many different kinds of DAOs in the form of Swiss associations, but also outside, like in the form of a simple partnership. And I'm also an external counsel to projects with decentralized identities, such as Stock and others. And I'm very excited on this compliance committee and to actually join a DAO as a member, and not only setting up.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ronald. It's great to have you here. I'll invite. Obviously, it's brilliant to meet the people that are going to keep the Aragon network DAO safe. I'll invite the other committee, the sort of sub DAO members to come back on stage, and we'll maybe just run through some questions that people can pick up on if they feel like they can answer them the best, if that makes sense. So I suppose first off, Ronald mentioned it, and just maybe by show of hands, is this everyone's first DAO that they're working within? Obviously, Francesco and Taylor have worked in Bankless, but it'd be great to hear from everyone else if it's their first sort of experience being in a pure DAO, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can.
Renee.
I think as a pure form of DAO, this is my first experience. I also am a contributor over at Index Co-op.
Or I think we lost you, Renee.
Probably were all the others to turn off their cameras and related bandwidths and so.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Thank you. I think that might have been a bandwidth problem here. So I'm over at Index Co-op. You know, we are the world's largest crypto asset management team. It has come in the process of decentralizing, and so that's really quite exciting. We've got some strong leaders there, and there is this autonomy whereby the community are building themselves roles, and I love that. I also am part of Baby DAO at Gitcoin DAO. You know, very new. Not as new as AnDAO though, but I'm here. Like, this is truly like my first like very pure form DAO. We're starting right from the beginning. It's exciting. I look forward to being a member of more DAO in the future.
Excellent, brilliant. Thanks, Renee. And then a quick question as we move on, just so we don't run out of time. From, I suppose, anyone can pick up on this from your respective sub DAOs, but are there any projects or plans already for this year within each of the sub DAOs? Maybe we'll go round. Does someone from the tech DAO want to pick that up first, which will be mainly focused on reviewing code? But yeah, Sam, I saw you on mute.
Yes, I wanted to pass over the word to Wenzel related on core deployment. Probably this is something we can talk about.
Yeah.
We have a plan to make Aragon Court more usable for the guardians, because current Ethereum fees are not really sustainable, because the case cost can be quite big ones. So to solve this, we wish to make Aragon Court a meta dApp. And what I mean by this term, that it should be possible to have all the dispute resolution done on a cheap network like Polygon or Bittream, but be able to apply the resolution for those cases on any side chain where you need it, like Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, anywhere. So that's something I prepared a proposal. It's not kind of a fully formal yet, because it's need to be, but it's kind of invite for a discussion. If anyone has any comments or ideas around this topic, I am very welcome to join the topic on the forum.
Brilliant. Thanks, Wenzel. Yeah, that'll be a really exciting evolution of core. If we can get that done this year, it'd be brilliant. Anyone from the executive DAO, any plans for this year?
Sure thing. A lot of exciting stuff coming, but you know, two things that are more sizable. One is we'll be looking to guild to take on some like technical support functions for the DAOs that are existing and are launching on Aragon. we will want to form that guild and tie that closely to the DAO and for it to report into the DAO, etc., etc. So that's currently in the works, still early stages. But if you are someone who's passionate about excellence and code and want to help Aragon succeed, ping us in Discord. We'll be recruiting for that guild. And the other big thing that we're looking to is figuring out if we'll be able to support some of the graduates of that hackathon that Alex is going to talk about later on, by giving them a grant through the executive or the main DAO.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ivan. If anyone else has any plans, Daniel, I can see you jumping on.
Yeah, a couple of smaller points to add to. I'm excited seeing already, or I've been having a few conversations with people who've been pinging me for advice on how to advance different proposals forward, for collaboration with some of the contributors for One Hive to develop an improvement to be able to schedule more actions in parallel and execute them in parallel. Also, together with Bankless, there is a team working on DAO analytics, and we might also do something in that regard. Like we're helping them to steer the proposal to get some funds from our main DAO, and like that. It's really exciting to see that even though we're at such an early stage, the community is getting really engaged, making proposals to the main DAO, and as well, we are really a few days away from being able, through the executive sub-DAO, to make our first payment to reward the community contributors who've been engaging in Discord and in the forum, helping us to make sense of what needs to happen, what possible strategies, what possible projects are happening, and then advance translations, code improvements, how-tos, tutorials, and all sorts of projects and tasks that we have going on, and that without our community, we really wouldn't be able to accomplish. So it's kind of exciting to see that starting to happen kind of almost before we are ready for it. And now we're getting there and preparing to scale it over the next few months. And that's really cool.
That is fantastic news. And Daniel, just on that, what tool are we using, just as a reminder to everyone, to do those sort of distributions?
So we're running multiple experiments. We started with source code implementation. We also run an experiment with the Aragon Association using Coordinate. We're thinking probably about combining some of these two tools. We also, right now, actually today, we're preparing some bounties related to to get someone to help us find the right tipping tool, as well as tools to do bounties more in a more scalable fashion. So it's really a range of experiments that we're going to be running over the next few months. And we're seeing that each of these tools has different advantages, essentially different type of task or situations or levels of involvement of a contributor. We'll be trying to optimize the tool for the type of task and the nature of the relationship with the contributor, rather than having one size fits all solution.
Brilliant. Thanks, Daniel. And if anyone, we're almost out of time. If anyone else wants to jump on, just turn on your camera and we can run through it. But otherwise, we will crack on with the rest of the call. Excellent. Good. Well, I just wanted to say again, I mean, from my perspective, as sort of someone who's in the Aragon community, I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am personally to see such an experienced group of people help guide Aragon through the launch of the Aragon Network DAO and be part of these sub DAOs at the sort of inception. And yeah, so a privilege to have you all within the Aragon Network. So really look forward to linking up with you all on Discord or in the forum. And yeah, if any community members want to chat to any of the sub DAOs, there are channels within the Discord where you can link up with them and ask any questions you have about the sub DAO structure or what it looks like. But yeah, really exciting developments and great to have you on the call this evening. Thanks for joining late and joining early, but brilliant to have you on the call. So I know Ivan's already mentioned it, but I just wanted to quickly talk about the DAO Global Hackathon, which Aragon is helping organize and co-sponsor. We kicked off last week. This is probably the largest Web3 hackathon from number of partners that has ever taken place. We currently have over 500 people participating on the bounties, which are partner-led initially, so solving those DAO tooling problems, which we already have as an ecosystem, in a collaborative way to start off with. And next week, we're launching the really cool part of the hackathon, which is pure open hacking across 4 tracks. So we have multi-chain, core DAO tooling, finance, and we have community and NFTs, whereby teams, projects, individuals can build whatever they want within those lanes to try and further the world of DAOs. And try and help the ecosystem out. But it's really exciting for us to be a part of this and to be leading the way. If you want more information, go to hackforfreedom.org. We have a separate Discord channel, Discord server. So if you want to link up with sort of over 500 people who are interested in DAOs and are building the next sets of DAO tooling and building on top of what has already come, join that Discord server. After the open lane, Ivan mentioned as well about hopefully building some sort of grants program up on top of that as well to try and help open lane projects navigate onwards. But that's a really exciting project that I know we're all a part of at Aragon. We're really pleased to see that sort of taking off. Next up, obviously, I just wanted to mention Aragon ambassadors, as I always do. We had an Aragon ambassador on the call with Renee, who has gone from Aragon ambassador to executive sub-DAO committee member. So if you want to become sort of more intertwined with the Aragon network, we are moving into, I think, cohort 3 now of the Aragon ambassadors. So if you want to become an Aragon ambassador, you can find all the information on aragon.org/ambassadors. But that is all from me for this month. It was brilliant to have Sam from Harmony on, talking about Aragon's launch multi-chain. Look out for more news on some new chains that will hopefully be coming up soon as well. Again, privileged to have on the new sub-DAOs. Great to be introduced to them all. Hopefully you all enjoyed meeting the new sub-DAO members. Again, if you want to stay up to date with the Aragon YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with any calls going forwards. Next call will be on December 1st, where hopefully we'll have lots more exciting news and hopefully as many people again, because it was brilliant having so many people on the call today. But until next time, you can find us on Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Reddit, the forum, or Substack. But yeah, thanks for joining. Hope you have a good morning or rest of the day wherever you are.